Holy Hummus. And in honor of Mother's Day tomorrow, the victorious Shamrocks will be honoring their mothers. Put your hands together for today's moms.
The new George Barra. I'll look real serious in the background. My pen's not even
visiting Langley Thunder's roster. Starting goaltender number 66, Braden Wadler. Number 50, Caleb Kahn. Number 2, Braden Langley. Number 6, Noah Fucking. Number 7, Grayson Colon. Number 8, Jack Markinson. Number 12, Austin Benachuk. Number 13, Corin Tan. Number 16, Lucas Miller. Number 19, Ethan Quinn. Number 23, Govin Saku. Number 24, Ben Gagnon. Number 26, Timothy Gottfredson. Number 41, Brady Bushna. Number 42, Jack DeLong. Number 44, Jonathan Raiwacheski. Activities wearing number 3. Number 49, Callum Monroe. Number 77, Gunnar Farstaff. Number 96, Ryan McDonald.
One of the security guys was like, dude, my son got called up and I have to go. I was like, that's it. It was the dad of Pemberton. I've been looking at that at the last game. I was going to use it here. A lot of the times I'm like, I get forgetful.
Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome your Junior A Shamrocks.
And then I'm like, I have no idea. And then I read
your starting goalie, sponsored by NM Consulting Incorporated, number 48, Grayson Manning.
I was like, oh shit, no.
In the memory of Joe and Christine Kiss, number 44, Angus Snow. Sponsored by A&E Marine Limited, number 9, Dylan Johannes. Sponsored by Sense Engineering and Mile Zero, number 11, Curtis Gilbo. Sponsored by CG Forensics, number 14, Dane Kinney. And after just playing a Tier 1 game, calling up number 12, Phoenix Eves. Sponsored by BFN Entertainment and Will Roof, number 15, Adam Bailey. Sponsored by Travis Thompson Real Estate and Advisor the Agency, number 17, Grayson Thompson. Sponsored by Sioux Slayer Services, number 18, Brett Bridges. Sponsored by Belmont Collision, number 22, Philip Basidius. Sponsored by B&B Bearing and Electric Motor, number 23, Cohen Block. Number 24, Oliver Pemberton. Sponsored by Moose to Mook Information and Lakeside Technologies, number 25, Zach Sagoni. Number 27, Dorian Connolly. Sponsored by New West Development Corp and Concrete Impressions, number 29, Jet Clausen. Number 37, Cohen Heavenor. Sponsored by Aero Rentals Limited, number 40, Grayson Heskett. Sponsored by number 91, Quinn Cram. Sponsored by Verity Construction and Slight Lumber, number 92, Dawson Wade. Sponsored by Sandy Weldon, Raymond James, and the Victoria Police Athletic Association, number 93, Cooper Anderson. Your tier 1. Sorry, your tier A Shamrocks. Now, if we can please have everyone rise if you're able. Remove your hats. The Victoria Shamrocks would like to acknowledge with respect the traditional territories of the Lekwungen and Chendaw Nations, also known as the Songhees, Esquimalt, and Beecher Bay First Nations. As guests, we would like to thank our hosts as we gather today to play the Creators Game. Now please remain standing for the Canadian National Anthem. And one more time, in honor of Mother's Day, put your hands together for everyone's mom in the building.
Well, it's the month of May, and you know what that means. It means junior lacrosse, and it means summer ball. With every new season comes newfound enthusiasm, and that's exactly what the Victoria Shamrocks are working with here in their season and home opener. Meanwhile, it's the visiting Langley Thunder coming into town trying to ruin the party. Welcome to BC Sports TV, ladies and gentlemen. Tino Farah here, your voice, alongside Garrett Gosshorn. And Garrett, it's summer ball season. What does this time of the year mean to you?
It means the world. You know, we're going to have some really great games. We just saw one with the Junior Bees. It was a great back and forth game. I think everybody in this building is excited for this one.
Yeah, and it's going to be a good one, we are sure. Let's give you some starting goaltenders here, shall we? In the Langley Thunder visiting crease, it will be Braden Wandler. Last season's stats had a 4-11 1-1 record, a 10.93 goals against average, and an 8.02 save percentage. Meanwhile, it will be Grayson manning the crease for the Victoria Shamrocks. Last season had an 8-1-0 record as the starting goaltender for the Junior B Tier 1 team, a 4.60 goals against average and an 8.75 save percentage. And we are just moments away from the start of the opening face-off here between these two squads. And Garrett, this year, the Minto Cup, it's what everybody's fighting for every junior season. This year it's being hosted in BC. What does that mean to have the ultimate prize being hosted in your home province?
It's so much more about a pride thing. You know, everybody wants to compete for it, but as soon as it's in your backyard, you can get your family, you can get your friends, you can get everybody that you've been always working on. They know that you're in this sport. They know how hard you work, but to go and win that trophy in front of their home crowd has got to be undeniable.
It's the ultimate prize, and I'm sure we will have full barns all summer long. The opening possession goes the way of the Langley Thunder off the opening face-off win there, and they work it around the outside now, go over to the lefties here as they go righty strong on this set. Again, perimeter work here, now back over to the right side. Fake shot, pass again over to the far side. Looking for a shot lane, and an easy first test there for Grayson Manning, and a quick up finds Peskett. Over center. Looking for a target. First man off the bench here is Dylan Johannes, fresh off of a 27-goal regular season campaign last year. Cannot avoid the crease after some tenacious defending there by Govind Sangu, and that will send Langley the other way if they can break free of this pressure, and they do so now.
It's game 1 of the season, so maybe both teams' first offensive possession's not going to go like the way that they had drafted up. But that defensive possession for Langley, really strong, get that quick turnover, and now maybe they've got their sea legs under them and can actually get something on the board here.
A beautiful first set and an opportunity to feel each other out here in the opening 2 minutes. There's a heavy shot and a save by Manning. Again, he spent most of his time last season with the Junior B Tier 1s on their road to the Founders Cup. 5th place finish, if I'm not mistaken. A very, very tightly contested Founders Cup tournament. Here's Bridges. Back up top, shot and a save. The first test there for Braden Wandler. Gets a stick on it. Now we'll try to send his team the other way in transition, but they throw it away. Victoria with an opportunity to counter here as Manning steps out and sends it up to Zagoti.
Both teams still looking a little shaky here. 2 minutes in, no big deal. I think we're going to see a lot more of an efficient ball game from these two squads. I know they love to play against each other. It's always competitive. It's always fast, and they're looking to get something going here. Shot taken.
Every game in this league feels like a rivalry game, especially in the early stages. As Wandler got the better of that one. Godfreyson now sends it far side, deflected off of the stick. Deflects off a couple sticks, actually. Brett Bridges tries to bat that one to some space, and that will negate the back overcall. It will still be Langley possession. 13 seconds to work with on the shot clock. Quick up into the far side corner.
They're getting all their guys out on the floor now. It's kind of curious. They're taking that outside shot. Not really a great offensive change there. They might have just elected to stay with their defensive guys if that was going to be the case.
And it will turn into an opportunity for Victoria if they can grab possession. And another bobbled pass deflects off of a stick, and they do eventually come up with it courtesy of Philip Buzenius. Now up top, return to him near side corner. Shopping through the middle of the floor, looking for a target. There's a shot. A bouncer goes just wide. No save necessary there for Wandler. They did get the reset. No, they will count it manually and say a shot clock expiration. That'll send Langley back over center.
Good little play by Connolly to get his own rebound, too, and try to make something happen if they didn't have that shot clock violation.
And there's a heavy collision. Victoria going the other way. Unable to get their hands free, though, and another big collision as Victoria trying to establish their physical presence early. Again, back over center with speed. Phoenix Eves right back out there, fresh off of a Junior B Tier 1 game. Just feels like a moment ago. Back out there for the Junior A's as they work it around the perimeter. Again, broken stick. Sends Cohen Block off for a change. Now Thompson looking for a shooting lane. Finds some space, runs into a double team. One more pass, shot, and a save. It trickles, but goes out the other side. Collected by a Langley defender in Riley McDonald.
There's only 3 seconds left in that shot clock when they fired it off, just trying to get a rebound, get the loose in the reset.
And it'll turn into another opportunity here, a partial break. They get a shot off and they score! First goal of the game goes to Victoria. Cashing in, it's 1-0 for the hometown team.
Quinn Cram capitalizing on that mistake by Langley. He's got 3-4 guys trailing and just buries that one past him. You can see the excitement. A lot of sloppy play here in the first minutes, but if you get a guy that can capitalize on it, you're going to get out to a quick lead here.
And again, there is that feeling out process. And what seemed like it was going to be kind of a wasted possession. You even mentioned that last second shot, just trying to get a reset. It looked like it was going to be Langley going the other way, but a turnover there thanks to the forecheck of Victoria, turns into a partial break, and now a 1-0 lead for the hometown team to work with. And they're going to go right back to work here offensively. Brett Bridges sizing up his defender, sends it over to the righties before it gets returned right back to him. There's a shot off the butt end of the stick of Braden Wandler. That should negate the back over call. Grayson Manning stepping out of his crease to keep possession. Takes some contact there as well. Jet Klassen none too happy there after the efforts of Temeka Godfrey's in. An opportunity there for Victoria as well. A save, and now the Thunder will look to establish their offense once again. Ronan Belatti will slow things down.
Quick little back and forth. Manning had come out of the goal, and there was a little bit of a shot taken on him. And while we were even doing that, you know, just assessing what was going to happen, sometimes the goalie takes a shot and things get a little spicy back there. We kind of missed, at least I was looking at the other end of the floor to see what might develop.
It's the stuff behind the play that helps create these rivalries. And again, everybody is filled with so much intensity, so much adrenaline in the first game of the season on day number 1 of the Junior A season. Junior Bs have been underway for a couple of weeks here, but it is now day 1 of the Junior A season. Here come the Shamrocks looking for a lane. Hevener gets a shot off and a great save there. Stick side by Wandler, hangs onto the rebound as well and initiates some transition. Has to break free of a forechecker in Thompson. And now Langley goes the other way. A triple team can't get a shot off though. So that was Jack Dulong able to maintain possession and still some time to work with 15 on the shot clock. Return to him. Now near side corner. 5 to shoot. Ball goes to the far side. The lefties will go to work. A heavy windup and a bigger save by Manning. No rebound to show for it either. Garrett, the Victoria netminder, has had a pretty strong start so far.
Yeah, he's got 3 saves thus far. Wandler's got 5. There's been a lot of shots taken, not a whole lot of settled offense just yet. Been a lot of back and forth transition looks and a lot of shots from the outside. I think, you know, their coaches are probably going to tell them to dial that in and get that a little bit inside, start working something like that. Shot saved
by Braden Wandler. A tough set there for the goaltender, but stands tall, getting enough of that, but he throws it away. Maybe a mental mistake, maybe an errant pass. Either way, we'll see if it ends up as a goal for Victoria as Brett Bridges streaks off to the bench. Grayson Thompson sent it down low to the corner. They got a man at backhand, a shot, and it's going to count. What a goal. Victoria gets their second of the game, and that one the prettiest of the bunch.
Cohen Hevener, absolutely filthy on the inside. A great little cut. Got the nice dish. I think that was from Dylan Johannes, excuse me. And, you know, just buries that right past Wandler. That was a sweet goal.
It was an impressive offensive set there as they really got their motion, starting to really see this Victoria team settle in. And Hevener, as you mentioned, streaking through and able to fool the Langley netminder with the backhanded shot. And here comes Victoria once again. As it looks like they got the upper hand here on the draws early on. Just about 13 minutes to go in this opening frame. 2-0 Victoria, and they're back to work offensively. Klassen. Hevener finds Cohen block. Bobble that one for a moment. There's a big hit, a heavy one, and it sends Victoria. Thompson looking for another one, and a great save by Wandler. So it looks like he was reaching over to his glove side, but still got enough of it with his stick.
This forecheck by Victoria is very lethal for Langley right now. Getting pinned up near the midline is Sagu.
And as he pins that one along the glass, ends up as a turnover. And you're exactly right. This forecheck for Victoria has been all over Langley early, causing all sorts of problems and getting second and third chance opportunities time after time. Here is the Shamrocks once again going it alone. Opportunity and a save by Wandler. Crashing through was Philip Buzenius, and he'll head off for a change himself. Collision near the center line. Phoenix Eves almost got the better of Dunn there, who just fell before any heavy contact was created.
I thought for sure we were going to get another turnover on the forecheck.
There's a save by Manning, and the forecheck is always coming at that same spot. It seems to always come at the center line, like they're almost goading Langley into these opportunities where they think they're safe and they think they're clear, but Victoria just takes it away at the last second. Now an opportunity, unable to avoid the crease that time around, though, was Dorian Connolly. Now that'll send Langley back the other way again, still looking for their first goal of the game.
What's been impressive about that forecheck, too, is it's on the far side from the benches where they're looking to get that trap. You know, you don't always have the strongest ball carriers who are running it up the floor, but you got to get it to an open man regardless. And I think Victoria is trying to capitalize on trying to see when they have those matchups.
And we'll see if Langley can take advantage. Maybe some early nerves as there's another bobbled pass. There's a short side rip, though, and Langley finds their first of the game, cutting that lead down to 1.
Jonathan Gray-Wacheski on that righty weak side just buries it, kind of coming over around his defender a little bit there as well, and just kind of buries that on the near side past Grayson Manning, and finally getting a much needed breath of fresh air for Langley, down 2 now closing that gap back to 1. And I think, you know, first game of the season, you get that first goal off the board, and all of a sudden everybody on the bench takes that deep breath.
That deep exhale, and here they come again as Gagnon off the faceoff wing gets a shot off, and a great save by Manning. Stepping through the crease, though, is Gagnon, so no save necessary, but a pretty one nonetheless. And you're exactly right. It's almost like that breath of fresh air, that sigh of relief after you finally find the back of the net and can try to get into the mix here. There's Victoria looking for an answer. There's a right toe save by Wandler, sending that rebound up and out of play. Fresh 30 now for the Shamrocks.
How electric would that have been for Langley, too? Like right after that first goal, winning the faceoff right away, having a good chance. Those back-to-back goals there's so much momentum right in a back-to-back. It's one of the most underspoken about times to scores right after a goal.
And as you're talking about it, there's that forecheck again, Langley finally able to break free. A big collision behind the play, courtesy of the Shamrocks. Now Bellotti, as a man in front, gets a shot off and puts it just wide from right on top of the crease. Second chance, though, blocked by a defender. Loose ball still up for grabs, and it is the man who blocked the shot himself, and Curtis Guibo. He's off to the races with Prescott with him as well. He'll try to find some space in the corner. Eves telling him to send it towards the center line, and he does so, finding Dorian Connolly.
Just about 15 left in the shot clock, and they still only have 3 guys out there. The nice thing for Langley was on that forecheck from Victoria, Temeka Gottfriedson was kind of slow to get up, but it ended up helping stop that breakaway as they had slowly gotten a change kind of over near the benches.
A little bit of friendly fire there as that Victoria shot attempt goes off of another Shamrock. And that'll send Langley back over center with some speed as we approach the midway mark of the first period. Still a 2-1 game for the hometown team. Flip pass to the middle. One hand on his stick, and he scores! Tie game! Langley gets things all squared up once again.
What a catch. Just to be able to handle that and then to bury that near side again. I think, you know, maybe Grayson Manning's got to think about these near side goals that are happening and start to do something about it. 49 for Langley.
Pretty unbelievable. I believe that's Mac Timms, if I have my roster sheet correct. Time will tell if that is the case, of course. But either way, after a bit of a timid start for the Langley Thunder, they have found their footing on the offensive side of the floor, and we're all squared up. I would expect nothing less from day one of the Junior A season. And now a loose ball battle ensues into the far side corner.
3:48 p.m. Langley's awake now.
Langley is awake. Late risers, but they are here.
But rising to the occasion, doesn't matter the time, right?
Absolutely. Here come the Shamrocks. 14 seconds to shoot. Thompson has that one go well high out of his stick. Certainly not the shot placement he was looking for, but regardless, and Langley's got to be quick here to get this over the center line. A lob pass finds Buchan.
There's an absolute dot by Braden Wandler on that clearing pass.
Just on a rope, finds Noah Buchan waiting for it over center. Right place, right time, and he'll head off for a change to get his offense onto the floor, but just 5 seconds remaining on the shot clock. A heavy shot, some more friendly fire. Second chance, and Manning gets his stick on it. So he drops down, and an opportunity now for Phoenix. Eves had a goal in the first game of the day for his Junior B Tier 1 Shamrocks.
And he hit pipe on 2 more transition looks also. He almost had a hat trick in that game earlier.
Now Cohen block, sidesteps the crease, ends up behind. No looker, far side. Heavener, big windup, big save, second chance, and oh man, Jet Klassen just puts that one out the other side. Had a yawning cage but could not deposit it into the back of the net.
Oh, this forecheck. Ends up with a push in the back, and that's going to stay Langley ball. Now they get a free clear at what would have, had he played that a little bit lighter, that would have been an 8-second violation over the midline. I think he's going to want that one back later on the film review.
Just a little overzealous, but that forecheck coming to play time and time again. Now Langley to the near side. They go righty strong on this set. Driving down low, falling in the process. But back to his feet as they go to the lefties. Nice move there, driving through, shot, and it's going to count. Langley grabs their first lead of the game. It's 3-2.
What a beautiful diving goal. Number 12, I don't have him on the roster.
Austin Vanachuk.
Oh, that's wrong on my roster. My apologies. Austin Vanachuk. What a dirty goal for him.
Just sends Grayson Manning sprawling as he tries to reach out with his stick and cannot quite get a piece of it. And we talked about that slow start for Langley, and you said it yourself, that breath of fresh air, that energy they're suddenly able to play with, and it's coming to play right there, and they might get another opportunity after winning the ensuing draw. Now Bellotti. First man off the bench is Braden Bushnell. He'll wait for some reinforcements. They do come in now, but half of the shot clock has expired. Heavy shot deflected, goes to the near side corner. And Thompson comes up with it for Victoria. They got a man up to play, and Zach Zagoti, if he can chase it down, takes it off the hop. Looking for a shot and a big elbow save there by Wandler, taking away that top right corner.
They had Zagoti so open for so long. I think if they had found him earlier, if his passing teammate had gotten that head up and found him a little bit sooner, there's a very good chance he would have gotten his probably more preferred angle on the goal. He had to settle for the near side look there.
And had to take it off the hop as well. But either way, we remain 3-2 in favor of the visiting Thunder, looking to spoil the hometown party. But a good defensive set there for Victoria. Langley really unable to get anything going, and I believe we will get our first power play of the game, and it will go to the Victoria Shamrocks. And this power play is brought to you by Jenner Chevrolet Buick GMC of Victoria, BC, a proud sponsor of the beautiful game of lacrosse. Are you in the market for an EV, a truck, a grocery getter, a sports car? Look no further. You can find their inventory online, jennerchev.com today. So here comes the first power play set of the season for Victoria as they work it around the perimeter. Connolly running quarterback here. Shot, kick save by Wandler. Big rebound goes in between the benches, now all the way down to the Victoria end of the floor.
Been a 3-goal run here for Langley. Victoria's going to really want to get one just to even out the score and to get themselves back into that scoring mentality, but that's not going to happen on this first offensive possession of the power play.
Nothing going on that first set. It sends Langley the other way as Jack Marketson, he'll slow things down. First man off the bench is Graywicheski. This ball goes far side now, slowing the offense way down on this short-handed set. Graywicheski with it once again, 5 to shoot. Looking for a shot lane, a bouncer right into the stick of Manning, one of his easier saves of the afternoon so far, and another power play opportunity coming up for Victoria as they clear center with 55 seconds remaining on the man advantage.
I'm a little surprised how relaxed they played their power play defense and just not really pressing at all.
Gotta wonder if that's some of those early season nerves coming into play. They do get a shot off, though, the one-timer. Jet Klassen, I do believe, deposits that one and ties this game at 3.
I like what they did there, kind of bringing the guy behind, bringing the ball, swinging it, and then going right back to the side that he came from to find Jet Klassen and bury that one. Power play goal. First power play for Victoria, first power play of the game. Success.
1-0. It's all you can ask for from your man-up unit. And they understood the assignment. 14 goals for Jet Klassen last year for those Junior B Tier 1 Victoria Shamrocks. And we are going to see him in the penalty box now alongside Ethan Quinn. But
just a little bit of fun between the lines.
Little stuff after the play, before the face-off. Will remain 5-on-5 as those are offsetting. Opportunity there for Victoria to try to go back-to-back, much like Langley did earlier, but it goes wide into the Langley bench, and it will be their possession and a free clear at center.
Quinn apparently had something to say to Klassen after that goal that he just scored, and they end up getting themselves both in the penalty box. So they get a quick little timeout, but we're still here on 5-on-5, like you said.
And just over 5 minutes to play in this first frame. Bushnell over to the far side. So the lefties will go to work here. There's a shot diving through, stepping through the crease, however, so no shot. Manning made the save regardless. An unnecessary one, though. Victoria back into the offensive zone. Here's Cohen block. Trying to find some space. Gets between the triangle of defenders. The lefties continue to go to work. Johannes on his wrong side. Circles behind the cage. Thought about the backhanded feed. Decided against it. Back up to the lefties. Tried to send it back to Johannes. Just off the mark. And the shot clock will expire. Johannes arguing that should have been a reset, but an argument that he is certainly not going to win in that case. Langley with another opportunity here.
Johannes had two really great pick and rolls there. One, he actually found the back of his stick. That first time, here we go. We got a shot. Oh, great save, diving save by Manning. But Johannes had found it in the back of his stick. Couldn't get a good look on that first read, and then the second time wasn't able to catch it. So then there was a turnover. Now we're back to play Victoria ball.
I got to say, I was lucky enough to watch a ton of Grayson Manning last season for the Junior B Tier 1s, and he has some of the flashiest saves, I think, in the league. And I am so excited to see what he can cook up here in this Junior A season as Victoria now tries to go through, runs
Huge
into,
head of steam.
Oh, man, just a huge opportunity like you mentioned. Victoria unable to take advantage, though. Sending that one up and out of play. Gagnon gets this one over center, getting hounded by Grayson Thompson. Finds a man across floor in Braden Bushnell before sending it back up top to Gray Wachewski.
Yeah, if that last Manning save is anything indicative of how he plays, I'm excited to see the acrobatics throughout the game. That was a spectacular save.
And I'm sure we will see that one a ton. Not quite of the acrobatic variety on that save, as that one just kind of hits him in the logo, but a save nonetheless, sending his team back the other way. Bailey gets over center, absorbs some contact before finding Dylan Johannes, trying to work the two-man game here with Cohen block. Far side feed. Finds Dorian Connolly.
Pretty late getting their fifth guy out on the floor, about 10 seconds left in the shot clock, and no real offensive looks to work with.
It's kind of been a theme to start off this game. Some slow changes. Again, like we were saying before, the feeling out process, maybe trying to get their legs, just the nerves settle in a little bit here. Just about 2.5 minutes remaining in this first period. We're still tied up at 3 aside, but it is Langley's opportunity now to try to break that tie. Working lefty strong. Near side feed.
Timms has one in this game already, kind of looking for his second there. Swings it across, shot taken, saved.
Manning deflects that one with his shoulder to the corner. That'll send Victoria back the other way. Dawson Wade, another member of that Founders Cup running Junior B Tier 1 team for the Shamrocks last season, now up with the Junior A's. As his teammates go to work here, Cohen block, one defender in front of him, has some space. He likes the matchup, but couldn't quite get past Bellotti. Shot goes wide, one more chance. Shot and a save by Wandler. So that was a heavy one from distance, but got enough of it with his stick and starts up some transition for the Thunder.
Those shots, those second shots are always so dangerous if a goalie moved too much on the first. Great defense, runs himself into the goal.
Gagnon, again with that full head of steam, had visions of going underneath of his defender and going one-on-one with Manning, but just lost his footing after some contact from behind. He'll send Victoria back the other way. Here's Busenius, down low to the corner. Johannes, serving, has some room, looking far side. Now works the pick and roll, defended well, but he still finds his way through, and there's another low save by Wandler, dropping to his knees and getting a big piece of that one with his left leg. Now way out of his crease, sends that one down the floor, no target available, more of just
off the bounce.
A dump and chase. Oh, off the end boards. They do find the glass. Still somehow with it, a rising subber falling to the ground, but unsuccessful in that attempt. What a goal that would have been. And now a fast break opportunity for Victoria.
Insane
3-on-2.
handles.
Bailey draws a penalty, still with possession, down low to the crease. Thompson finding some space, and he scores! Grayson Thompson, how about that effort? An opportunity at one end of the floor, and it turns into a fast break for Victoria. Wow.
Just unbelievable handles from both teams, back-to-back plays. Thompson with an insane individual effort there too. And that was coming off of a delayed penalty as well. There was a hold coming, no need. Thompson buries that one.
Not a lot that Braden Wandler could do about that one, as he just got absolutely undressed off of a fast break. 3-on-2 for Victoria. And they reclaim the lead here with under a minute to go in the opening frame. Clean face-off win for the Thunder. An opportunity to go to the net, but they turn back instead. Circling behind the cage is Temeka Godfreyson, still with possession. Tries to go to the cage himself. And Manning has to be sharp there with a shoulder save now. Under 30 seconds to play, so they can just hang on to this and wait for one last shot if they want. And Manning onto the bench. It looks like they will go 6-on-5 and do exactly that.
There was some really good forecheck right there by Langley. Had they gotten that steal, it would have been a nice empty netter. They pulled Manning before they really had it secured. It was a little dangerous, but it works out in their favor this time unless they can't really get a shot off here.
Now 5 seconds. Connolly looking for a shooting lane. Takes one, sends it right into the crest of Wandler, and that will close out. He thought about that empty net opportunity, but decides against it as the clock winds down. We're going to step aside for the next 10 or so minutes as we head into the intermission. Thanks for joining us here on BC Sports TV. We'll be back after these words from our sponsors.
He was thinking, where are my teammates at? I know they were down a man, but he had such a good opportunity off of that loose ball pick that, you know, he wanted somebody to be there to help him.
And again, the chippiness continues, and this one will just be an interference call, but it goes against Victoria as they were looking to go over center. Now an opportunity and a great save by Manning as he again drops down low and takes away that 5-hole with his stick. Now looking for a target, finds one all the way up floor. Pass over to Bailey, just out of his reach. Chases it down now in the corner. As he comes over top with the swim move, runs into a triple team, falls still with possession. Pass goes down low, shot one-timer, and a great save by Wandler, sliding over to his left. Unbelievable. Both goaltenders just putting on a show here in this 4-3 game.
Yeah, you can't really say enough about how well they've been playing, and if we did, we would talk only about that on the broadcast. So we'll skip that for now and wait for the next great save to happen.
There's another big collision, and that one's going to send Langley to the penalty box now with some chippiness. And now we are back live, it looks like. So again, apologies to everybody that's missed the start of the second period. Some technical difficulties, but we are back underway. And a power play, the first one of the game for Langley, that is brought to you by us at BC Sports TV. We are seeking advertising partners to keep lacrosse fans, to keep lacrosse free for everyone all summer long. We have a number of advertising opportunities ranging from penalties to periods, intermissions, or even title sponsorship, and you can hit us up at bcsports.tv today. So first opportunity on the man up for the Langley Thunder as they look to tie this game. And for the people just joining us, it's been a Langley-heavy first period despite not being able to find the back of the net. See if that changes here. Shot and a save by Manning. Both goaltenders have just been incredible, especially to start off this second period.
Great forecheck pressure by Langley, but they're not able to get that loose ball. And now one-on-one, swim move. Shot scored! What an electric effort. My goodness.
Curtis Guibo, after some chaos near center, finds the ball, finds the swim move as well. Doing his best Michael Phelps impression there to get around a defender, going one-on-one with Braden Wandler, and the lead is now stretched to 2. Langley still on the power play, though, for another minute and 40 seconds, unless they can capitalize here on the man up.
Phelps, your gold medal record is not safe with Debo around.
I'm going to pat myself on the back for that reference. Thank you very much.
That was awesome. But here we go.
Belatti going in alone, and another great save by Manning. And
I
hangs
think that
on.
hit the post also.
Another piece of the post. Wow, that's probably 2 or 3 at least in this period alone. And now Thompson has that ball roll to him, finds some space. He's got Gagnon on his back trying to wrap him up, but cannot do so. Waiting for that, and the recipient of that pass there is Busenius. Finds a man streaking through in Connolly. Stutter step move, retreats to the perimeter, shot saved by Wandler, and he'll send the rebound behind the net, picked up by a defender. Streaking up now is Noah Buchan. Long pass breakaway opportunity, great save by Manning. Gray Wacheski stoned by the Victoria netminder. And now Victoria with possession, still shorthanded for another 45 seconds. And I don't even think you'd be able to tell if you weren't looking here at the clock in the Q Center, because they've been all over the floor despite being down a man. Still a possession. Jet Klassen looking for what could be his second of the game. Bounces early and out of play. So he has some extra words for his defender. He'll head off. Langley now looking for maybe one last opportunity on the power play. 25 seconds on the man up.
Just about the same time in the shot clock, too, and I think letting a shorthanded goal get scored on you when you're on the power play and then to not capitalize on it and to let Manning get a few of these, energizer saves is going to be a really tough break for the Thunder as this penalty is about to expire, but they take that shot saved by Manning.
Manning swallows that one, and he's got a man up, and Busenius, odd man rush here. He's got a man streaking off the bench. He's going to take it himself. Shot! Looks like that was off of Wandler's left foot. And sends Langley the other way as Belatti gets a shot off himself. Goes just wide. Manning was there, though. And that'll go out of play. Free clear now for Victoria as Busenius will wait for some reinforcements and head off for a change himself. Kinney had a man on his back. Finds Jet Klassen. And we'll see if we can get to some settled 5-on-5 offense here as Langley goes to 0-1 on the power play. That pass intended to go behind the net was deflected, and we do have another penalty coming up here. And it looks like it will go to Jet Klassen, making his march back to the penalty box once again.
Really lucky break for Langley here off of that kind of disastrous first penalty or a power play of the game, and now they get a second chance opportunity here to do something right.
An opportunity to right their wrongs on a power play, brought to you by Extreme Threads, your one-stop shop for customized team or company apparel, embroidery, screen printing, designs, and sublimated team uniforms. Hit them up online, extremethreads.ca. There's a deflected shot, goes to the corner. Langley keeps possession. Big hit from behind. Another high hit as well. No call. Langley still with possession. 15 seconds on the shot clock. If they can maintain, they can't as they just kick it to space. Now Victoria has a man up, but they cannot connect with the man up.
That would have been a golden opportunity for Cram to maybe put his second in the back of the net this game, and another shorthanded opportunity that would have been just crushing to give Victoria a 3-goal lead and to make Langley feel like power play is actually, you know, bad for them.
For lack of a better term.
Yeah.
Victoria just continues to look dangerous regardless of how many men they have on the floor. And another opportunity here as Wade goes in on his wrong side. A heavy shot was labeled for that top corner, but Wandler got an elbow up, and Victoria grabs the rebound. Reset in a fresh 30, still shorthanded for just under a minute as Kinney grabs possession. He'll work from the outside as Victoria completes their change. Connolly, the late man on. He has possession now. 10 seconds to shoot. Shopping through the center of the floor. Dylan Johannes waiting for the screen from Cohen Block. Not going to use it. Now 2 to shoot, so he'll just send that one down to the corner as both teams complete a change. And 30 seconds remaining in the penalty to Jet Klassen. Here comes Langley.
You know, we talked a lot about at the beginning of this period how much juice and energy that Langley had, and it was really dominant. They were getting every single loose ball, every rebound, taking tons of shots, and then it is completely swung since that possession by way of Victoria.
Oh, and a beautiful save, a sliding one of that for Grayson Manning. And you're exactly right. It's almost like the power plays killed the momentum that Langley had built up in the early stages of this second period, and they actually gave up a goal to help Victoria take that momentum back. Now we're back to 5-on-5. Victoria with 2 successful kills here in the second and looking to stretch that lead to 3. Heavener, heavy shot right into the crest of Wandler. He now surveys up the floor. Look out! Almost a dangerous play. But instead, Victoria gets back over center as Phoenix Eves dishes over to Johannes and heads off for a change himself. Grayson Thompson waiting at the blue line. Gets the pass. Deflected. Connolly takes it off the hop. 15 to shoot. Flip pass. Klassen, fresh out of the box. Another bouncer just misses that far side. 8 to shoot now as Victoria keeps possession. Thompson with a heavy windup and a bigger save by Wandler.
Pretty good defensive possession there for Langley, and they get an opportunity in the break.
Trying to go 5-hole and avoiding the crease there, but it will be Victoria heading right back to the penalty box here, giving Langley their 3rd power play opportunity. And a reminder that this broadcast and this power play is brought to you by Jenner Chevrolet Buick and GMC of Victoria. These free broadcasts here in Victoria would not be possible if not for the Jenners, and we thank them so much for allowing this to continue on much like it did last year as well. We're going to bring you a whole summer full of free lacrosse. We'll be here broadcasting the Junior B Tier 1s as well as the Junior A's pretty well every Saturday. And a reminder as well to get interactive on the broadcast if you like. You can hit us up on Twitter or Instagram at BC Sports TV. But an opportunity here for Langley, an on-man rush on the man up. There's an opportunity, a twister and a shot and a save by Manning. And we'll see if Langley can maintain possession, battling through a couple of bounces. But they do so and grab a fresh 30 for their efforts.
0 for 2 in the power play this period. You got to think that they really got to capitalize on this one before it's going to start to crush their momentum and their drive to keep competing in this period.
Dulong had the best opportunity of the set so far. I believe it did go wide, but Manning was there regardless with that flashy kick save. We talked so much about the forecheck of Victoria in the first. How about the forecheck this time around of the Langley Thunder as they cause a turnover? Vanachuk finds some space himself, and he'll stay in play on this power play as well. That's Austin Vanachuk. Still on the man up for another 40 seconds. Far side feed. Back up top to the point. Vanachuk winds, fires, stick save by Manning. Lobbing that one quickly up the floor.
you're not going to get that kind of shot by Manning. I think you got to get him moving. You got to throw it across the crease, try to get something, anything. He's been absolutely on fire, and to just try to wind up and put it past him is not really the formula for success in this game.
Yeah, he's been dialed early from in tight and from the outside. So all signs are pointing to those perimeter shots not working too well. 5 seconds remaining on the man up as Langley quickly goes off of the deflection. It's Connolly just now stepping back out onto the floor, and he's going to go back for this defensive shift, trying to make up for his wrongs committed about 2 minutes ago. Langley possession, 13 seconds on the shot clock. They work the pick and roll. Godfrey's in, near side feed. Here's Vanachuk once again, sizing up his defender. Thought about going underneath, kept to the outside, defended very well by Victoria. Vanachuk unable to get a shot free, just has to send that one down to the corner. So that was Curtis Gibo not allowing any opportunity through the middle of the floor.
He's going to stay on for a little O shift. Nope, now he's going out. Thought he deserved a little run for a goal here. He's already got one in this game and in this period.
Surely exhausted after that defensive shift. Klassen with the spin move there, looking like a ballerina as he works to the middle of the floor. Can't get it on target as he's had plenty of opportunities through this game so far, but many of them going just wide. Maybe still trying to dial in that shooting percentage that he was working so well with last season. 26 points on the year with the Junior B Tier 1s. Langley goes back to work, driving low, getting through, and that one might have caught another piece of the post. There's a shot after the whistle, and that might be a penalty. It will be. And now Victoria has looked pretty lethal on their power play in the early stages of this game, and they will go right back to it, looking to once again stretch that lead to 3. Just not a great penalty to take there.
No, it was a pretty obvious crease violation if he had been paying attention to his teammates shooting the ball. It was a full foot in before the ball had even released out of his stick. So you got to know you cannot touch that once it's been made. That call was made, and the ref saw it clear as day.
And hey, maybe the best way to beat Grayson Manning is when he's out of the net after the whistle. Because they haven't really been able to beat him with too much consistency to this point in the game so far. Connolly absorbs the wrap, gets a shot off as well. Wandler gets a big piece of that one and sends that up the floor. Godfrey's in. He's got one man in front of him, and Jet Klassen on the forecheck. Langley breaks free of that, and Bellotti now takes his space. Being watched here.
Yeah, I think you're right about Manning, and let's see if they try to throw one in once the play's dead again.
He just looks dialed early, as does Braden Wandler.
He does.
Langley tries to go, and Manning stretching across. Again, no save necessary as that pass was just off the mark. Now Wade going in alone, and he stings the corner. What a shot from Dawson Wade streaking through. It's a power play tally, but not your traditional one as this one goes in transition. Dawson Wade over the left shoulder of Braden Wandler.
And that is just such a huge momentum boost. They killed 3 penalties back to back to back with a shorthanded goal, and now they are 2 for 3 of their own power plays, these Shamrocks. And you got to think that something's got to be said during the intermission. I imagine Langley's going to come out with some different strategies heading into the third period after 4 minutes elapsed in this final little moments here of the second period.
Now an odd man rush, some friendly fire as that one goes into the goal. You talk about how to beat Grayson Manning. Maybe it's the ones that he can't quite see, as that one was originally supposed to be a pass on a 2-on-1. Gets deflected, though, off of a stick, then off of a leg and over the goal line. It's Grayson Manning not too happy about that one, but not a lot he could do about it. And moments after Wade stretches the lead to 3, Langley strikes right back.
Remember what I said earlier about, the goals that are scored right after a goal being the most unspoken, but truly I think the most formative for how the rest of that game or period or whatever will go. Gagnon got credited with that goal that kind of, you got to find ways to beat Manning, and if it's unintentional, it doesn't matter.
A goal is a goal is a goal, and that one is going to count just like the rest of them. And now an opportunity for Langley to try to get back to the way they started this period. They were so dominant early, and then they went on the power play, and that just seemed to kill all momentum for the Thunder. with possession now. A bouncer defended well by Thompson. Langley unable to get a clean shot off. That was Braden Bushnell as he sends that one out of play, sending Victoria back to their offensive set.
Yeah, Langley's really happy to get that last goal. You know, they finally get a lucky break here against these Shamrocks, and Shamrocks going to look to reestablish that 3-goal lead, and they do!
Wow, right on cue into the back of the net. Phil Busenius, a missile, beats Braden Wandler, and things starting to open up a little bit here. 3 goals in quick succession between these two teams, and the lead is back up to 3 with 2:58 to play in the second.
Yeah, that was an absolute rocket, and we are still seeing no repeat scores for either team. It's unbelievable.
Pretty well spread out attack that I think these coaching staffs would be pretty pleased with to this point in their first game of the regular season. Again, Langley with the advantage there on faceoffs as they earn possession and look to answer right back once again. This time settled 5-on-5. So got a late man coming off the bench. Heavy shot off the post again. What a different game this would be for Langley if it were not for those early posts, and another one right there.
Langley's won just about every single faceoff this period, if not all. And, you know, to still have this disadvantage just speaks volumes to Grayson Manning. And Braden Wandler in net for Langley is no slouch either.
And he might have to make another save here as well, as Victoria completes their change. Heavener took a slash there, no call. Kinney now with possession. Heavener clears some space for him. Shot and a save by Wandler. And he finds the rebound, letting it fall to his feet, and he'll send his team going the other way. They had a man up in the play, but couldn't quite find him in time, so they'll wait for their reinforcements to get onto the floor here. Here's Austin Vanachuk. He has some room, steps into a shot, deflected, as that'll send Victoria once again the other way. Here's Gibo with Vanachuk on him. Gibo fresh off that block himself. He's going to take this to the cage, and a great stick check by Vanachuk, just taking away that last second opportunity. Grayson Thompson, though, streaking down the middle, grabs possession before Langley can clear.
There was 3 Thunder players around there. What a hustle play by Thompson to secure that loose ball with just over a minute to go.
Now Johannes steps into a low shot. Thompson again looking for that rebound, sent sprawling, an opportunity to put it into the open net. But Kinney couldn't get a handle. His team does, however, and a fresh 30 for Victoria as Kinney surveys to the far side. Final minute of play here for the Shamrocks. Pass over to Kinney. Shot goes high and wide. Thompson, flip pass over to Kinney. He tries to bat that one into the net. Can't get it on target. Klassen battling for the loose ball and gets it once again. Under 10 to shoot. Kinney can't find a handle. Now does. Heavy shot deflected before it got through.
They're calling no resets. So now Langley, with 36 seconds left in the second period, is going to have a final opportunity here. And maybe the Shamrocks get about 6 seconds if they use all that 30 to make something happen to close out this second period here.
There is about a 5-second difference between game and shot clock. That shot saved by Manning.
I have him with 17 saves this period.
Unbelievable. So Victoria can hang on for one final shot here with just 10 seconds. Very similar to how we saw the first period close out as well. Down to 5. They try to get underneath. In comes the double team. 1 second. Can they get the shot off? They do. Last second, a big collision and a bigger save by Braden Wandler. What a way to close out the frame. It is 7-4 for the hometown Shamrocks with 20 more minutes to go. And we'll be back in about 10 minutes' time for the third and final period live from the Q Center. You're watching BC Sports TV.
Hello and welcome back. It's halftime. More than enough time for you to check out our eShop.
We offer complete sticks, strung heads, unstrung heads, or fully customized sticks with armor mesh.
Stick around for second half action. and thanks for checking out our eShop.
Welcome back inside the Q Center, ladies and gentlemen. Live here for the start of the third period of this Junior A matchup between the Victoria Shamrocks and the visiting Langley Thunder. Currently 7-4, the hometown team leads. And let's get you a summary here, shall we? Or at least your leaders at the very least. We'll start off with the hometown team. It is Grayson Thompson having a 3-point game so far, a goal and 2 helpers. And something that my co-host here, Garrett, has mentioned a few times, no one on any of these teams has more than 1 goal. It's been a very well spread out attack. 11 different goal scorers. On the Langley side of things, it is Jonathan Graywiczewski leading the way with 3 points of his own, also with 1 point, or excuse me, with 1 goal and 2 helpers. For the goaltenders, Braden Wandler, I mean, it's been an incredible goaltending performance from both sides. Braden Wandler in the crease for the Langley Thunder, stopped 28 of 35 to this point so far. Meanwhile, Grayson Manning allowing just 4 goals, 30 saves on 34 shots. And Garrett, what does Langley have to do here to try to get back into this game? They had such a strong start to the second, and then it was almost that power play that they got that you would think would help build momentum, and it seemed to do the exact opposite and put it all in favor of Victoria.
Well, no, it was that penalty against Langley that they had been really dominant on that one possession.
That's right.
And then Dulong got that penalty, and then that's where it all kind of, disintegrated a bit. But I think the key for Langley is just beating Grayson Manning. Like, you can't keep settling for these offensive shots from the outside, and you can't keep settling for not capitalizing on your power plays. They're 0 for 3. And they are shooting on the outside. I mean, you're not going to win any game, much less beat a game with Grayson Manning in goal.
And the longer this stretches on, the more it just plays into the hand of this hometown Victoria team. Of course, it's early in the season. Everybody has tons of energy running off adrenaline, but an important thing to remember is that Langley had to travel on a ferry to get here. We'll see if that plays a factor. Not early, though, as they get a breakaway going the other way in alone with a man on his back and a shot off and a great save by Manning. And Langley keeps possession here, as it looks like that actually was not a save, no reset, and Langley will maintain possession. That one goes up top to the point. Here's Graywiczewski, the aforementioned leader for the Thunder here. Fakes calling for a screen, runs into his defender. Shot goes just wide.
What an absolute, insane effort there by Cohen Block to chase down Corentan on that breakaway and effectively stop the goal.
Something that's going to earn him more and more minutes, as the coaches love those efforts. An offensive player selling out to get back and take away an opportunity going the other way. Here's Grayson Thompson. Runs into a double team, finds some space, gets the shot off, but it does go wide. Cohen Hevener collects. A few seconds remaining on the shot clock. A sneaky underhand shot goes off of Wandler and out of play. A heads-up play there by Cohen Hevener, and they will have a fresh 30.
This offensive possession feels very earned. They've been very much a swarm whenever a loose ball is down, and they've been having some really great well-placed shots to reset the shot clock, except for that one going right into the stomach of Wandler.
One of the easier saves for the Langley netminder, who we've talked so much about Manning, but Braden Wandler has been pretty incredible in this game as well for his own right. Just a great defensive effort there by Victoria.
2 checks, 2 Langley bodies on the floor.
Unbelievable. As Pemberton goes the other way. Now here's Cohen Block driving, avoids the crease, but a kick save nonetheless. Braden Wandler shutting the door. So we are just over 2 minutes into this third and final frame. Here comes Quinn into the offensive zone.
Block had taken that shot, but here he is once again on the defensive side of the floor. No stranger to it, but you'd have to imagine this guy gets tired, and I haven't really seen any signs of Block slowing down yet.
And I wonder if Langley's going to try to take advantage of a potentially tired Cohen Block as they attack him right now. Just 3 seconds to shoot. They run out of time there with a wide shot. Hope and a prayer from Mac Timms. And that'll be another free clear here for Victoria, as they're going to start off in the offensive zone. Looks like in the far side corner with Kinney. He'll start off the possession.
The words of Mike Breen, that shot was way off, and now Victoria get another shot to expand the lead.
And Bridges got a shot off there with some very open space, but an interference call in the corner negates that opportunity, and Gottfriedson goes the other way. A sidearm shot goes just wide. And you got to start to take advantage of those fast break opportunities. Gottfriedson on his wrong side, but you have to make Manning make a save there. You have to at least test him. And instead, that goes off the end boards and ends up as a turnover. Another opportunity now for Victoria as Johannes surveys, working the two-man game with Thompson. Spin to the middle, bounce shot. Did that go off of Wandler? No, they'll say just cleanly out of play off the end boards. So none too worse for wear are the Langley Thunder, but here's that forecheck of the Shamrocks again. And Langley able to break free of that. Now streaking through, but the pass just off the mark. Victoria able to go the other way with numbers if they hurry. Langley has a man streaking off the bench. Eve puts it into the chest of Wandler, and things starting to open up here with Langley going quickly in transition the other way themselves.
They got to go quick here, down 3 with 16:25 to go in the game. There's not really a whole lot of time to make any mistakes anymore. You are in the third period. It is do or die. And speaking of mistakes, they almost make one right there.
Callum Monroe trying to clear up his own mistake. Almost some more friendly fire, as if you missed it in the second period, the lone goal that Langley was able to find over the goal line past Grayson Manning was one that was almost kicked in off of a Victoria defender. Just a weird bounce. And now, Thompson goes in alone. Shot blocked by a defender.
That one went in and out of the crease. Lucky that didn't get seen by the referees, or it would have been a quick turnover.
Wow, now a fast break opportunity. McDonald going in alone for Langley, and he scores!
What a turn of events.
Wow, an opportunity at one end turns into an opportunity going the other way, and Langley cuts the lead to 2.
That is speaking of lucky break, as I mentioned in the second period for Langley, they've been hunting for one, looking for one. They get one off of that goal you were just describing in the second period, the lone goal. And this one, kind of a lucky break, not seeing the in and out of the crease, and then to immediately turn that into a fast break goal. I mean, one-on-one opportunities in tight, that's how you got to beat Grayson Manning, and that is something that is going to do it for the Thunder, now only down 2 goals.
It's at the very least a starting point, and Riley McDonald gets things going here offensively for the Thunder, and they again earn possession following the face-off and look for more. They've kept it close, trying to chip away. Can that continue, or can Victoria stand tall here as Zagoti gets the pick set on him? There's a shot well wide off the end boards. Good hands there by Braden Longacre to keep possession. Shot from distance, deflected. Both teams have done a pretty good job of getting sticks in lanes, blocking shots when necessary, and taking away some of those extra saves from each of their goaltenders. Victoria, as Zagoti can't keep it over the center line. We'll see now if Langley can take advantage of a little mental miscue here by the Victoria defender.
Gagnon with a really great, well-timed cross-check to make his man step on the red line. Great call by the refs. Eves with a great play in the midline himself.
That effort might have been all for nothing for the Langley Thunder. As you mentioned, Victoria causes a turnover themselves and go the other way. Grayson Thompson uses the pick and roll with Johannes, who is off to the races there all alone, but just could not get the handle. Now he'll apply some of that pressure on the forecheck. Thompson going to join him, but Langley gets over with a second remaining before that 8-second count. Getting over with speed.
That was such a silky smooth slip there. Get
Okay,
himself available.
Gets that one off of the arm and a little bit off the shaft of the stick of Manning. Thompson goes the other way. Things are starting to open up here a little bit. 14 minutes remaining in the third period. Victoria leading 7-5.
Defender on his back. Somehow evades the strip.
Just a great effort there by Gagnon, fresh off the bench. He was the late man in and made it count. As then Connolly has his shot blocked, and Langley's going to go quickly the other way as Bushnell turns back with 2 members of the Shamrocks closing in on him. A great effort to create some space. What a move there by Mac Timms. He fakes going one way and then goes underneath the other way, and now a 2-on-0 for Victoria's Peskett goes in, scores! The 3-goal lead is restored for Victoria. This time it's Grayson Peskett grabbing his first of the year.
And that's just too easy. A 2-on-1 and nobody's even close. Peskett is able to easily bury that past Wandler. We're now at 13 goals scored in the game, 13 goal scorers in the game. I don't know if I've ever seen this. We'll see if that stays, but 3 goals, 13:21 to go. Langley's got to make it happen here. They've been really dominant on the faceoffs this game. Let's see if that continues right now.
Battle for the loose ball goes the way of Langley, just as you mentioned. And now Gottfriedson runs into a double team, still with possession somehow. One hand on his stick, draws a penalty for his efforts. Couldn't get a shot off, but he will head off. And we'll see if he goes as well, as Gibo has some extra words for him, but it looks like he will go to the sin bin on his own. It's Curtis Gibo heading off, and the first power play of this period is brought to you by Jenner Chevrolet Buick GMC of Victoria, BC. Proud sponsors of the beautiful game of lacrosse. Are you in the market for an EV, a truck, a grocery getter, or a sports car? Look no further, and you can find their inventory online at jennerchev.com. So the power play has been a weaker point of the game for the Langley Thunder, but this could be a massive point to get their special teams really going. They work around the outside. Another penalty coming up here to Victoria. So Wade's going to chase it down.
To no avail.
Yeah, I don't think he even really knew there was a penalty coming up, but it looks like it will be Zach Zagoti heading off. And it will be a 2-man advantage for Langley. And this power play is brought to you by Extreme Threads, your one-stop shop for customized team or company apparel, embroidery, screen printing, designs, and sublimated team uniforms. Check them out online, extremethreads.ca. So they'll go 4-on-3 here, leaving a man up near center. Shot deflected off of Wade and goes just wide. Now Busenius goes, he's got 1 man to beat, gets past him, gets a shot off, and he scores! Down 2 men, takes it to the cage, and the lead is now 4.
I'm speechless. You gotta wonder what they're even throwing that man up top for. If when the weird bounce happens, he doesn't meet him at the midline for a double team, and then isn't even able to make a good cross check to get him off his route, and that goal gets scored, and you've got to be disheartened. Langley Thunder, they started that 5-on-4 with a shot from the outside. You got to get to the inside, and then they get up on the 5-on-3. They let that goal score. You cannot have those if you have any inkling to win this game. And 4-goal lead, biggest of the game. Down 2 men. Victoria put one in the net. Something's got to give.
Certainly a lot of lacrosse remaining, but that could be a backbreaker for Team Morel, with Victoria now getting back onto the floor. And it looks like they're going to go 5-on-3 rather than 4-on-3 with the floater near center like they did earlier. There's a one-timer and a beautiful pass. Beats Manning as their power play finally comes to life. This time cashing in, it's Mac Timms on the crease.
They are very thankful for that one, I promise you.
There was plenty of open space there thanks to that ball movement by the 2-man up unit of the Langley Thunder. And just as we mentioned, a potentially back-breaking goal. They get it back right after. Still in this game, down just by 3. But they got to get to work here with just under 12 minutes remaining in the third. Blatty grabs the loose ball off the faceoff. Got to be careful of that center line. Steers clear of that one. And the offense, more specifically the power play, gets back out onto the floor. Here's the latest goal scorer, Timms. Running quarterback here as he just plays pass with the far side shooter, trying to drag his defender out of position. Back up top, Vanachuk. Timms again at the point. Fake shot, one-timer. That one goes just wide. They keep possession. 2 to shoot. Vanachuk was starting to retreat off to the bench as the offensive player on the near side tried to send it back over to him. Negates that opportunity, and Victoria 30 seconds remaining on their penalty.
They'd beat Manning with that one-timer across the crease, and then on that offensive possession again, they're just electing to keep everybody around the outside and just look for, you know, I know they have great shooters, but you got to see the success that's handed in front of you and try to replicate it.
I don't care what level you're playing at, you are not going to have success at the game of lacrosse if you fail to get to the middle of the floor. And that's just something that Langley hasn't really been able to do so successfully in this game, thanks in no small part to the defense of Victoria. But if they want to come back into this game in the late stages here, they have to find a way. Here's Tim's heavy shot, bigger save by Manning. He shuts the door, hangs on to the rebound as well, and leaves for his defender in Curtis Guibo to send it up to Wade.
Back at even strength here, Segodi came out of the box, officially making Langley 1 for 6 on the power play. And Victoria now probably going to opt to use every single 30-second shot clock, maybe with no real rush to score another goal. If it comes, and it might here. But, you know, with this lead, this little time, they might elect to just keep things moving.
Connolly with a nice move. In comes the double team, just 4 to shoot, gets a shot off. Thompson grabs the loose ball. He has been all over these second chance opportunities for Victoria. Connolly eats a high check there, no call. Thompson with possession.
Connolly, Block, and Thompson have been such electric players for Victoria, providing so much energy for the Shamrocks.
And now Connolly puts that one off the post. And they get the reset as they grab possession once again. This third opportunity on this offensive set as Connolly returns it now to the lefties. Bridges. Fake shot, gets underneath. Surveying far side, finds Connolly once again. Pressured along the perimeter. 12 to shoot. Here's Heavener from distance. Heavy windup. Bigger save by Braden Wandler. Lets that one fall to his feet. And he'll leave over to a defender to clear. Sagu's got a man up the floor. Another opportunity as Godfreyson's in alone. Gets a shot off and a great save by Manning. Remember that save, folks.
Gray Wachewski had that backside available. Great cut and great awareness by him to see that he had that opening. Even better save by Manning.
Now Johannes has some room over top. Now down the middle, shot goes just wide. Oh man, he's going to be kicking himself after that opportunity. Now an opportunity for Noah Buchan to go alone off the turnover. A twister and a great stick side save by Manning with Noah Buchan going in alone.
What a hustle play by Buchan. I don't know that Adam Bailey really realized he kind of missed that at the midline and kind of gave up on the play, giving Buchan a really great opportunity to punch one home. And Buchan just misses that one.
Could have been a huge opportunity for Langley. Instead, it's Victoria possession. Bridges, shot, tries to fool, and it does go past Wandler. A shot that he maybe didn't see until it comes out of the stick of Brett Bridges. But regardless, the 4-goal lead is restored.
Brett Bridges getting his first of the game, and we still have a ton of goal scorers, but Phil Busenius had broken that no repeat goal scorer a couple goals ago, and now with 8:18 to go, 4-goal lead reestablished for the home Shamrocks.
And Thompson getting a helper on that play as well as he continues to rack up the points in this season opener, day 1 of the Junior A season. Another face-off win goes the way of Victoria. Sagu still somehow with possession. And he's going to draw a penalty for his efforts. Gets thrown down to the floor. Now Wandler going to head off. And Langley, if they can get settled here, have a 6-on-5 chance.
What an effort. What an effort to hold on to that ball and get his team a little quick 6-on-5 opportunity.
Langley certainly with their fair share of opportunities. That one goes wide. And now they will head back to the power play, trying to cut this lead back down to 3. A power play that is brought to you by us here at BC Sports TV. We are seeking advertising partners to help bring these broadcasts to your screens for free. And we have a number of advertising opportunities, penalties, periods, intermissions, title sponsorship, you name it. Info at bcsports.tv. Let's create a relationship here, shall we?
And between the 2 games that we've seen here today, there have been a ton of penalties to advertise on. There has been a lot of space to get your business at the forefront. That shot taken and saved.
Manning shuts the door there on Jack Dulong, who's been a little bit snake-bitten in this game. He's had his opportunities, but just has not been able to beat the Victoria netminder. A long Hail Mary pass finds Jet Klassen, a one-handed backhand shot. Wow, how did he get that one on target? Draws a penalty as well. He might get another one. as he grabs the rebound himself, retreats to the far side, and now with Grayson Manning on the bench, Victoria is going to try to kill some of this penalty before we see some 4-on-4 action. Here's Thompson working the two-man game, takes a high hit back to his feet after falling. Falls once again on the misstep. That shot deflected on target. And as Gray-Wacheski collects the loose ball, that'll be Langley making their march towards the penalty box on the holding call.
And speaking of advertising moments, we got another one for you.
Speaking of. And once again, this penalty, this entire broadcast here at the Q Center brought to you by Jenner Chevrolet Buick and GMC of Victoria. Proud sponsors of the beautiful game and are proudly helping to bring this broadcast to your screen for free. We thank the Jenners so much. And a reminder to be interactive on the broadcast if you choose to do so. You can hit us up on Twitter or Instagram at BC Sports TV. Let us know where you're watching from. Send us a message. Again, let us know which names we're mispronouncing.
Please.
What phrases you're tired of hearing us repeating. Let's get interactive. So 4-on-4 lacrosse, lots of floor available. Thompson sends it far side, but Kinney couldn't get clean contact there with Wandler stretching over to the far side. Thompson with it once again, has some room, tries to out-muscle the Langley goaltender. That one ricochets out of play. Now a fresh 30 for Victoria to work with.
6 minutes to go, 4-goal lead. Victoria pretty happy to just pass this around the outside and try to get a reset shot off the pads of Wandler.
The clock is not the friend of the Langley Thunder. And Victoria still working said clock. Now Thompson somehow still with the ball, tips over the crease, but he does not avoid it. He'll leave this one onto the floor.
I thought there should have been a turnover a while ago with that moving pick. I was surprised.
And Langley gets out of danger. And a reminder as well for those unaware, the Minto Cup being hosted in British Columbia this year, Coquitlam specifically. So 2 BC teams will certainly be in contention for that.
Debo out of the box here, 14% power play success for Langley.
And Wandler out of the net as well. Zagoti with an open net and no goal. Misses that one from distance. And assuming Victoria can close out the victory here, he's going to be hearing about that one from his teammates with Braden Wandler sprawling back towards his crease. Zagoti actually got up limping after that one.
Great effort by Zagoti, or not by Zagoti, it was one of the Langley players and Wandler to just throw their bodies out there. I don't know if it had any effect, but you got to love to see that if you are the Langley bench and seeing your team still make these hustle plays down 4 with 5 minutes to go.
You love to see it. Now Langley with an opportunity. Shot goes just wide. And Garrett, I don't know. Well, I'll finish this thought in a second because Victoria, okay, they dropped the ball. I don't know how familiar you are with the junior rankings out east or out in Alberta. Not at all.
Nope.
Okay. I'm
an American. I'm
sorry. Of course. No, of course. There will be one team, of course, representing Alberta. One team from Ontario as well, the Ontario Junior Lacrosse League, coming over to battle for the Minto Cup later on in August. That's what all these teams are fighting for. That's where all this early enthusiasm comes from in the opening weekend of the Junior A season.
Great little chip shot there, kind of tennis racketed it, almost found underneath the arm of Manning. That would have been a sneaky little goal.
Trying to beat him in similar fashion to the way they did back in the second period where that ricocheted shot just found its way over the goal line. Victoria now with Kinney trying to split a couple of defenders. Taken away by Gagnon. One-hand flip pass and an opportunity for Langley if they hurry on the odd man rush. Big wind-up, big shot, bigger save by Manning as he lets that one fall to his feet to initiate some transition. Now 3:45 remaining in the third period as Thompson will slow things down, sizing up his defender.
Yeah, things just aren't going way of Langley. And that happens sometimes. You got to just keep your head down and trying to pick those corners. Unfortunately for them, the corners have been a bit off target.
A couple of posts as well for the Thunder. With just 4 to shoot, there's a shot and a save by Wandler. That one goes off the stick of Brett Bridges into the corner and cleaned up by guess who? Grayson Thompson. It's just been all over the loose balls and draws a penalty for his effort. Now Cohen block with some room. A bouncer shot and a save by Braden Wandler. And this is not something you want to see if you're the Langley coaching staff with just over 3 minutes to play, down by 4, and now they're going to be shorthanded for 2 or less to this lethal Victoria power play.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be pretty happy with the way their defense and offense have played. This is only the fourth time they've gone on the penalty kill. Played a pretty clean game, you know, to Victoria's 7 penalty kills, but you know, being 2 for 3 thus far in the game, heading into their 4th power play, Victoria going to look to notch on another one.
And again, I'm sure they're going to go to the net here, look for their opportunities as they see them. But like we said, the clock is not the friend of the Langley Thunder. So Victoria can just, you know, basically bring this down to about 1 minute remaining if they wanted to do so, especially with the way that guys like Grayson Thompson have been hungry after these loose balls, and he's out there on this power play right now with possession.
Oh, you'd be a fool not to have him on the floor right now if you're Victoria.
He's the hot stick, that's for sure, as he eats a couple of whacks, spins away from the pressure, 5 to shoot. His pass picked off by Gagnon, was the recipient of that ricochet goal. Now here comes Bailey in a lone shot and a save, Belletti.
And that would have been the time to do it. Short-handed, would have had a lot of energy and effort put into this, hopefully their whole team, but at least to Belletti for his efforts.
I'm sure we would have seen that Langley Thunder bench just erupt if that had counted. But Langley's got to look to go to goal here pretty quick. 2:15 to play in the 3rd period, still down for another minute. And
that's not going to do it.
Certainly not going to do it. There's that perimeter work once again from the Langley Thunder that they've maybe just got a little bit too comfortable working in with this heavy Victoria defense, making it so difficult to get through to the middle of the floor.
I was just thinking that there's certainly an element of, you know, maybe some decision making, but there's also the element of Victoria's defense has been absolutely stifling.
No question about it. There's a pass deflected before it got through. Heavy hit. Klassen takes that one into the end glass. Kinney comes in to defend his teammate. We might get some rough stuff here as the officials try to separate, but that was a heavy hit behind, and Langley wants them to hurry up here. They want to go. The ball goes behind.
That was a huge hit.
A massive hit. Plays like that try to, you know, get your team back onto its feet when the future of this game looks a little bit dire for one team and momentum is certainly in favor of the other. A big hit, a big collision like that can start to turn the tides, but not a lot of time to work with, just about a minute and a half. Like we've mentioned, down by 4 and down a player here for the next 19 seconds. How do you play this if you're Langley? I mean, I got to imagine you go to the net as quickly as possible here on this set and look for another faceoff, which they've been pretty dominant with in this game.
Yeah, it kind of looked like Wandler was maybe considering being pulled by the coaching staff. I don't know that that's necessarily your best option, seeing as they haven't really capitalized on any extra man efforts. However, you know, you do have to go to goal quickly and, you know, regardless of being down a player. So I don't think that's the right play, but you got to get creative in this one if you are wanting to mount the insurmountable feeling comeback.
I got to imagine one of the trigger guys here for the Langley Thunder has got to be Jonathan Graywiczewski, who only has 1 goal in this game, but he's had his looks, as have a lot of these Langley Thunder offensive players that have just been snake bitten by, you know, the pretty miraculous Grayson Manning's been making some of these crazy saves that he has no business making, but Graywiczewski has had his opportunities, and we'll see if he is the guy they look to early. And you're right, they are going to put Braden Wandler onto the bench here and go 5-on-5 for the remainder of at least this set, this penalty as well. And it's going to start up top.
They pulled Wandler.
Yeah, they did, and Austin Vanachuk's going to start things off now to the near side.
He's been a bit quiet. I was thinking Vanachuk was going to have a bit more of an impact this game, but I think he had fallen at one point during the first or second period and kind of got up pretty slowly and speaking of slowly, they're not really going in net that quickly.
No, again, unable to get through to the middle of the floor as this defensive unit for Victoria is proving difficult to deal with, to say the least. Manning turns that one aside, sending it out of play, and we are back to 5-on-5 action. Well, 6-on-5, really, with Wandler on the bench.
Now they got Dulong just camping in the middle.
See if that pass can get free to him.
55 to go.
Now under a minute. No-look pass as Timms sent another no-looker up top. That shot blocked. Goes out to the far side, and that one, they'll say, touched a Victoria stick last, going all the way back down. So no back over, and a fresh 30 here for Langley, but just 35 seconds to work with remaining in this game.
Feels like that's a proverbial dagger. They got Wandler back out on the floor. Victoria just under 30. Gonna look to just run this one out, and that's gonna do it for this one.
20 seconds remaining. Here's Pemberton. Gets underneath the first bit of pressure, muscling his way through, maybe one last goal or at least one last save as Wandler shuts the door. There's the final 10-second count as Gagnon sends that one the length of the floor, out of the reach of the intended target.
I can't imagine had that goal been scored, it would have been a very friendly reception.
Certainly not, but that will do it for this game. 10-6 is your final on the opening day of the BC Junior A season, and we will bid farewell for now. For all of us here up in the booth, for the entire cast of characters, on behalf of myself, Tino Farah, and Garrett Gosshorn, we've been BC Sports TV, and we will